Hey guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen. This little cutie is Dean, and today we are watching season 4, episode 4 of For All Mankind. I have been so stressed by this show this season and all the seasons, really. So I'm a little nervous to get into this. Margot is thankfully safe, at least for now. After the last episode, I was very unsure if that was going to happen. There also appears to possibly be a romance brewing with Svetlana and Ed. Aleda and Kelly are working with Dev, although they kind of seemed a little bit put off by all of his pettiness at the end of the episode with all the firing that he did. So we'll see where that goes. And oh, you're getting down? Okay. We're on Mars. Stuff's happening with Miles. He's smuggling stuff with that one guy whose name Ilya, maybe. And then Lee wants his wife to get smuggled onto Mars. Somehow, unbeknownst to everyone else. Anyway, I think that's kind of where we are. So let's just find out where we're going to go in this episode.
А Корженко вернет нас в те времена, когда весь мир жил в страхе от нашей мощи.
Why are we supposed... Okay. I don't know that anybody should live in fear of anybody
Придешь
else.
свою собственную культуру, раздвинув ноги перед Западом. Да пошел ты в жопу.
Fuck you, bitch.
Сама пошла? А вот это полное дерьмо! Что делаешь?
Oh, don't get hurt, don't get hurt, don't get hurt. You're on the surface of Mars, you're on the surface of Mars. Stop it. Oh, shit. I was worried that was gonna happen to her.
Иначе твои легкие лопнут, выдыхай. Mayday, mayday, heads are down. We need a medevac.
Oh, he's dead. He is dead. He is, I think he's dead. House divided. Probably about Russia, right? Kurchenko?
Я говорила с президентом Корженко, и он требует, чтобы были последствия.
Oh shit, is it about, no, Svetlana! Is it about her? What should the consequences be? The consequences should be that he wasn't a fucking dick and was mean to Svetlana in the first place. How about that?
We can't have this, Ed. Not up here.
I mean, sure, it's dangerous.
Well, what are you saying?
That guy could have gotten
I'm
killed.
pulling her wings.
No!
Just because he lost the fight doesn't mean he was innocent.
Right.
Svetlana could have killed Galkin.
But she didn't.
Either way, I'm removing her from flight status indefinitely.
Why?
Come on, Danny. You know what flying means to her.
Yes. But there have got to be consequences for
I
what she
mean,
did.
I get it.
She'll be confined to the base
but
without
I
pay for
just
60
like her.
souls.
I think you should reconsider.
Without pay.
You said it yourself. Like, she's one of the best pilots we got. If you want to stay on the asteroid training mission schedule, we'll have a hell of a time trying to find someone else to bring up to her level.
I've made my decision.
I get it.
Bring her in.
He is biased. I'm also biased because I like Svetlana. I understand that you can't let a fight happen and not have any consequences to it because everyone has to have consequences for their actions. I get it. I just like Svetlana.
Comrade Zakharova, I have read the incident report, and I've come to a decision about your punishment.
It's relevant.
What do you mean?
I've just heard from Star City. I've been recalled to Moscow.
No!
I am to go home on Unity.
No! They might kill her.
Unity leaves tomorrow.
Oh, but they were
What?
just getting a
I
romance.
stand trial for assault and crimes against a patriot of Soviet Union.
Oh.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
The Soviets have never recalled a cosmonaut for something like this before.
Vasily's family is
Korchenko.
connected to the new regime.
Yeah. Fuck. She's gonna get killed. She's gonna get killed if she goes back to Russia. They will kill her. I fully think they will kill her for that.
So we're just gonna kowtow to this lunatic?
No one said anything about kowtowing.
I mean, it kinda
The president
sounds
wants
like
to stand up for what's right. But history is not made by talking with only the people that agree with you.
it. He's right too.
You just have to talk it out.
I don't know.
Get this. She offered me $5,000 for it on the spot.
What?
She's gonna make jewelry out of it, and she wants more.
I'm thinking if your guy could get it to Amanda,
Dollars for one rock?
big opportunity.
Yeah.
So now we are import-export, huh?
Why not?
No. Milos, this is not what we do. I have system. Same system.
$5,000 for a rock,
Yes,
though.
you need $5,000 off a couple ounces. I'm talking about it's rare even up here. Could you imagine what we could do with that?
No, we have to be careful. You understand?
That's true.
Start sending things down. We need more people. More people means more risk, more mouths to feed, more ways to get fucked. My way is the best way, Milos. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, he is right.
Kosmonauts Zakharova broke Soviet law, Administrator Hobson.
At any rate, the Happy Valley commander is on top of the situation. Our charter clearly states that no individual member of the M7 has authority over base disciplinary action.
Tensions.
That is in the purview of the base commander.
This doesn't fall under base discipline. As I said, this is about enforcement of law. Soviet law. Zakharov is a Soviet citizen, and she assaulted a Soviet citizen. And the M7 Charter also clearly states that we have the right to recall any Soviets from Mars at our discretion. A right we now wish to exercise.
That's the tricky thing, Irina. As you know, that agreement was made when Gorbachev was head of the USSR. But now with your recent change of government that you've all experienced,
Am I also to understand that once Albert Gore became President of the United States, all of President Alan Wilson's treaties become invalidated?
that it is not the same thing. At all. Look, why don't we just cut to the chase here, okay? You were insisting on this because Vasily Galkin's uncle has close ties to your new premier.
Propaganda spread by opponents of the new government. Galkin's family has no bearing on this, as it would have none in your system of justice.
The simple fact is, the United States is not going to sanction this transfer.
If you don't agree to abide by the terms we have all agreed to in the Charter, then we will be forced to reconsider participation in the M7.
He thought he could talk to her, but I didn't, and I was right.
Well, that didn't go well, did it?
Nope.
How can you be thinking about selling fucking rocks right now when Vasily's laying in a hyperbaric chamber?
Because he was a
We can
dick.
talk about that right now, except not play by those motherfuckers' rules.
So this is about justice, not about filling your pockets?
Why can't it be about both? Come on, I cut a deal with the suit. He's gonna let me skip the line to get a precious suit. I don't have rover access and you do. So you in?
No.
Fine, I'll hoof it.
I think she wants something from him that he can't give, but also, like, I don't think he really knew the guy, so it would be hard to be, like, super about it, you know what I mean, if you don't know them. Plus, like that one guy said, he was an asshole, which is why it happened, because he was being an asshole.
Are these spin vector calculations for the new asteroid capture protocols?
Yes. Yes, and I admit I'm unable to get the finite element model to replicate consistently.
May I?
Maybe she found a friend. That would be cool.
She made it very clear that we should keep our distance.
Oh.
So why did you help me just now?
Well, a woman without coffee is a dangerous woman.
Very true.
Good night, Miss Reynolds.
I think they could be friends.
As the commander of this base, any changes need to be
Soviet
run.
Union no longer recognizes your role as commander.
You can't be serious.
Because of
I'm sorry.
the pushback. Because of them not giving Svetlana back.
Bummer. Let's do a security sweep of the entire base, make sure they're not up to something else. And I want to put someone outside of Svetlana Zakharova's quarters immediately to make sure the Soviets don't try and grab her.
Good idea.
They might find Ilya's secret place if they do a security check, right?
I'm here to change all that. To get back to the original vision. Building a thriving colony on Mars, not just for astronauts and scientists, but for anyone who wants to make the journey.
I mean, it's just not appealing to me, personally.
Can I get one of those suits? They're all booked. If you want to get out there today, this is the only one I got available.
What are the old, big old suits?
You gotta key your radio.
Is it supposed to smell like this?
Probs. Oh, he's falling. He's gonna fall. And there he goes. I didn't know that there was a crevice there. Oh, he fell.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
She put him in a hyperbaric chamber. I mean, the nitrogen in his blood could lead to a stroke, paralysis, or worse, and she's just walking around as if
Did
it's
you
another day.
ask what he did?
It's not right. You know it's not right.
I mean, I think that people need to think more about what they're doing on the surface of fucking Mars, but you're acting like he was completely innocent in the matter when you don't know.
He should have been back by now.
It's been almost 5 hours. We need to go find him.
You think? Honestly, those suits must be more durable because he should have fallen and he did not. Or he should have cut his suit and he did not.
Hang on, I'm gonna get you out of there. Thank you for coming to get me.
Fucking asshole!
She pushes him back into the fucking crevice.
I tried to my heliosuit. It's the only reason you're not dead.
Relax.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sam, calm down.
He fell. I don't ship it, but I think it's gonna happen.
We should get back.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was a manufacturing error in the asteroid anchor bolts that were designed and built by Roscosmos, but it wasn't caught by quality control.
Oh, is he quality?
They did not meet specifications and should not have been certified for flight. That was one of the main underlying causes of the failure.
Your report doesn't mention this.
He was burying
I will not sit here and
his part in
listen
it.
to an American making unfounded
You will
accusations.
sit here until you're dismissed.
She said, don't try me.
Ошибка была в единицах измерения, сделанные на ранней стадии изготовления. НАСА прислали технические требования для испытания крутящего момента в фунт-футах, а мы работаем в ньютон-метрах.
Also,
И кто-то ошибся в конвертации. Болты прошли испытания и были использованы при запуске. Только после аварии мы
okay, so it was just a
нашли ошибку.
Кто
conversion
ошибся
error.
в конвертации?
Моя команда проводила расчеты, но только я несу ответственность.
Ну, наконец-то. Хоть какое-то разумение.
Yeah, but he's gonna get fucked because of it.
Excellent work, Margaret. Stay here.
What's gonna happen to this
Why
man?
don't you? Kirill.
Kirill is his name. He's getting fired at least. Probably something else. Oh, she said stay there, Margaret or Margot. I would stay. I would stay, and I would not look. I would not be looking at shit. I would. My eyes are closed. I can't see.
You did a service today to the Soviet Union.
Not to that guy.
And to me.
I mean, it behooves you to further ingratiate yourself with her. She saved you from fucking possible torture and death. I mean, most likely
It's a
torture.
picture of the engineers of our ground control in 1969.
Is it Sergei?
Sergei? You knew him?
Yes. We worked together a long time. He was a close friend. Please accept this as a token of my appreciation what you've done today.
Okay.
What will happen to him?
Yeah.
To Kirill?
He will find a new employment.
I figured.
I wanted you here because I know what you're capable of. All of them.
Real smart.
They're afraid. Afraid of their own shadows. You are different. The Americans took you for granted. I will not. And I assure you the work we will do together will take us far into the cosmos.
You kind of scare me.
Thank you, Director.
I would be a little scared for her. Like, she likes me now. What if I fuck up?
The only difference I'm making now is destroying our alliance on Mars.
No, you'll figure it out, hon. You always do.
Maybe that guy will wake up and be like, I was a dick. I doubt it. That would require a lot of self-reflection. But it's possible.
India.
India?
It was beautiful, Eli.
Taj
It's
Mahal?
not the Taj Mahal.
Oh, okay.
It's in the south.
I was like,
What's that city called near the Indian Ocean?
That's it. Ma'am, that is not descriptive enough.
Eli?
You made him think of something, though.
No,
He figured something out.
I think I just figured something out. I gotta go back to CSC.
Now?
Thank you. I love you.
Eli! You're still in your sweatpants.
Let the man live. I don't know.
India?
They're the only neutral country in the M7. They've agreed to accept Svetlana when she gets back to Earth.
Oh.
She's gonna be put on trial in India?
Interesting.
Korzenko and President Gore have already approved it. Once she's on Unity, Roscosmos has agreed to abide by the terms of the Mars Charter.
Okay.
And I'd be back in full command of the base.
That's all well and good, but what about Svetlana? We can't just throw her to the wolves.
No,
Well,
of course not.
a neutral-
It'll be a fair trial.
Yeah, it
with
sounds-
an independent judge looking at all the evidence.
You really think the Soviets are gonna abide by this deal?
The State Department's
They
already
said
signed
they
off on
would.
it. They feel that with the security protocols, we can prevent any kind of
That sounds-
retribution.
Bunch of pencil dicks trying to cover their own ass.
No,
This
it sounds like
isn't
a-
right. You need to refuse.
Your
Yeah, just
attraction
tell them to go to hell.
to Svetlana does not
I've already agreed.
override
You what?
shit.
Svetlana, she's not blameless in all of this.
She's
All
not.
right, she seriously injured a Helios worker. Intentional or not, there's got to be some real repercussions for what she did.
You need to back me on this, Danny.
No.
Svetlana is one of our best, right?
Ed,
she's
You're clouded
important
by emotion.
to this base.
She's important to you.
And she's important to the asteroid capture team.
She's important to
I know
you.
that.
Don't send her back.
She's important to you.
You find another way.
But it doesn't
Can't.
negate
You won't.
everything. Just because you like her, she
can't and
can't.
won't.
Just because you like her, she can't keep her. She can't start an international incident.
Fucking typical.
Typical of what?
Of you!
Ed, you're pissing me off.
Oh, so eager to please the higher-ups to further your own career.
You're
I came
pissing
out of
me
retirement
off,
to take
Ed.
this job. You think I give a damn about my career? If this is typical of anybody, it's you.
She's right.
What's that supposed to mean?
Time after time, you make exceptions for the people you care about. And now you're doing it again with her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think I see what's going on with
Tell
your
him,
TV?
Danielle. Tell him.
Once again, you're letting your personal feelings affect your judgment.
Yeah, he always does.
Gordo on Jamestown. Danny, when we...
What happened to Danny is not on me.
Really? You don't remember me pleading with you? That he wasn't...
I do. I do. I do, girl. I remember.
You let your emotions get the best of you, and because of that, he...
It's not on Ed, whatever.
Because of that what?
I think,
Say it, Danny.
I think we know what he did.
Say it.
I don't think...
Svetlana Zakharova will be on Unity when it leaves tonight. My decision is made.
I think he should have listened to her in regards to Danny. I think also that Danny's choices are his own. And therefore it's not on Ed, but he should have never been in space in the first place, which is on Ed, so. That's how I feel. But I'm glad for Danielle calling Ed out because he fucking pissing me off sometimes. Oh shit. They took Carol. Oh, her mentor. Oh.
Нет, это не так. Его уволили. Она боится.
Она еще как. She would.
Она одна из них.
Margot,
Зашли двое мужчин и забрали его на глазах у всех. Никто ничего не сделал.
You just don't know. You just don't know, Margot, but
Я тоже.
she likes you, so you're fine, but don't fall out of her good graces, then you'll be fucked. I wonder if they've, like, been doing this, or if that was the first time.
You ready?
I feel bad. I think it's kind of ridiculous that everyone is, like, automatically hating her for a situation in which they don't know what happened, you know? Like, it just upsets me. I don't know.
Goodbye.
Yeah, you'll never see each other again.
Listen to me, don't walk that street. There's always a man.
I do feel for Ed, but he also doesn't need to be a dick to Danielle. I just don't know what else Danielle was supposed to do in that situation, you know? I feel like this episode was kind of complicated. Oh yeah, I did want to go back and see if, like, I could see who pushed who first in that. I mean, regardless, he was being a dick. Okay, she did push him first, but he also called her a traitor and was basically calling her a slut as well, so trying to find sympathy for this man and not, you know. Now, I do think something had to be done, though, because you can't be getting into, like, fucking fist fights on the surface when any small tear in your suit could mean death, right? You have to be super cognizant of that all of the time, and I don't think that, like, being a dick and calling somebody names would count in court as, like, proper provocation. Like, I think that in court, she pushed him first, so she started it, right? Even though he provoked the attack, she is technically the one who like threw the first punch, if you want to look at it that way, right? So I don't know. I think it's kind of tricky because obviously I don't want her to get taken to like a prison by the KGB and possibly tortured, possibly killed, or just in a really shitty situation in prison like Sergei was, because of such a small thing, right? I say small thing, like he did suffer possibly fatal injuries, so it's hard to say like it was a small thing, but I like her, right? And so I don't want her to die for this. But it's just, I do understand that Danielle was put between a rock and a hard place and she had to acquiesce because Russia was not going to back down. And she did do the thing, you know? Like, she did commit the crime. Now, it's just, it sucks that they're in a situation where such a small thing like pushing somebody can result in them possibly dying. But I guess honestly, even on Earth, like if you pushed somebody hard enough and they landed in a certain way on the ground, they could die if they hit their head, if it was like into concrete, if like X, Y, and Z circumstances, right? So I don't know. It's just, it sucks because like Ed, we have, you know, a certain feelings for Svetlana. Maybe not the same as Ed, but we like her, right? We don't want to see her get punished. We don't want to see her possibly like face something really bad because some guy was being a dick and she reacted, right? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I do understand that they can't really not let there be any consequences. So it is hard. It's hard because you wish that the consequences could have been something on Mars. Like maybe she, I don't know. I don't know what the appropriate response is, honestly, because it was such a grievous injury that this man faced because of their fight, right? So it's not like she should just get a slap on the wrist. He could die. He could be paralyzed. He could be brain damaged forever, you know? So even if we like her, which I do, like I've said before, she does have to face some sort of consequences for it, and it's unfortunate. But I can't disagree with that. So yeah, I do feel bad for Ed. Because we like Ed. You know, he is a very flawed character, and he is an asshole, and he does play favorites, and he does not learn from that backfiring on him. But he's lost a lot. He tries to be good, you know, he's a flawed person, you know, he's a flawed character, like we all are. I'm nowhere near perfect. I make wrong choices. I fuck up all the time, you know? So, like, it doesn't make me dislike Ed, but it does make me kind of cheer for Danielle, because Ed has just, he's a very frustrating character because I think he is a very human character, and in humans, character growth, progress, healing, all of that stuff, it's not linear, right? We don't just go forward, and we're not just, if we fuck up, we don't just become perfect and fix it and never fuck up again. You know, we take a step forward, we get a little bit better, we understand ourselves more, we try to do better. Something happens, we regress, we, you know, like human personality and character and all that stuff, it just, we go back and forth all the time, right? Like healing is a constant state of trying to do better and failing, and then trying to do better and maybe succeeding a couple times and then failing again, because it's just, that's who people are, right? None of us are perfect. So as much as I get annoyed with Ed, I think it is because he is such a well-written and relatable character. And in that moment, though, you do have to root for Danielle, because it's like he needs to understand where he fucked up, right? If he's not willing to admit he fucked up, then that's not character growth, because he's not seeing anywhere that he went wrong. And I think that Danielle in the past has been really good about sort of like calling Ed on his bullshit, as well as Karen, but sadly we do not have Karen anymore to do that. But I think it's always good when Ed is called out on his bullshit, because he does do a little bit better, right? And now I don't agree with Danielle saying that it's his fault, that it seems to me Danny might have chosen to leave this world, right? To try to put it in YouTube-friendly terms. And Danielle is kind of saying that that's Ed's fault. Now, it's kind of like a half a dozen of one, half a dozen of the other, however the saying goes, right? Because it's like, I agree with Danielle that she told Ed, do not bring Danny. He is not in a place mentally where he is capable of doing this. She told him that. She flat out told him that. She asked him, please do not do this. He ignored her and chose to bring Danny. That is on Ed. However, Danny is also responsible for his own actions, right? He shouldn't have agreed to go. He shouldn't have kept up the creepy behavior while he was there. He shouldn't have done X, Y, and Z, right? Like, that is on Danny. But he wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Ed. But again, it's like, it's hard for me because, yes, she's right. But also, I think that Danny is ultimately responsible for Danny. And therefore, Ed shouldn't be blamed for choices that Danny made and consequences that Danny felt because of choices that he made, right? So it's hard for me to like fully agree with one or the other, because like I said, I just ultimately think that we are all responsible for our own choices, good or bad. So, but I am glad that Danielle is calling him out on his favoritism and his lack of ability to see clearly when he cares about somebody, because Gordo shouldn't have gone back to space in the first place. It's not obviously Ed's fault that he made the choices that he made there, and he did get better about being in space, but that he died, that's not on Ed. But again, I think that Ed does have this ability, or this blind spot, when it comes to people he cares about, and it has fucked them over quite a few times. So you kind of gotta agree with Danielle calling it out. So that's all. I know it's very complicated, both with Danny and Svetlana, and the situations, they're very murky, and there's layers of everything, but it's not fair for Ed to expect special treatment. Honestly, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly very surprised that Miles survived that fall, and that he didn't, like, get some small cut or something that killed him, because he did cut his arm, but the suit was more durable, I guess. So I'm just very surprised that he managed to fall, not hit any rocks that hurt his suit, and then the actual fall, pretty far, didn't, like, hurt him further than it did. I don't know. Maybe because of like the gravity and or lack of on Mars, he fell at like a less harsh rate than he would have on Earth. So that's why he didn't get hurt. I don't know. I don't know enough to know that, but that's what I would assume. It definitely does seem like they are going the Sam, Miles romance possible route, and I don't know how I feel about it again, because I don't approve of cheating, and he does have a wife who seems to care about him a lot and 2 kids. So I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. I do like Sam, and I do agree. I think that her talking to Danielle helped Danielle to see that like consequences had to happen. However, I don't think it's fair for them to say it's because she's this and the person that she hurt is this. Like, I don't think that that's actually the root cause of it. I think they were reading something into it that wasn't there, because it is a complicated situation. Now, but I do agree that she had to face some consequences, right? So it's another very complicated situation, but I do think that Sam and some of the others were reading into it more than was there. It's not like Svetlana, for no reason at all, decided to attack Vesely or whatever his name was and like try to kill him. Like, they were fighting, you know, it was an accident. And so I just think that it's really dangerous when you start reading stuff into situations that isn't there, because that was like the people that blew up JSC, right? Like, that's kind of how they got to where they got to, because they were reading into situations that didn't necessitate it, I guess. Now, I do think that they are valid, Sam and these other people from Helios, like the grunts, I guess you would say, sort of. Or they do the grunt work. But, again, quote unquote, I don't really know the proper word. But they're like the blue collar workers, I guess you would say. And they do get less amenities. They do get less, like, they didn't fix the comms, so they couldn't talk to their families. Like, they live further down versus on the surface. They seem to get less consideration than those higher up, right? It's like in society, right? Like on Mars, these people are like the Eds and the Danielles and stuff would be like the more wealthy, well-off people. And then the blue-collar workers would be like the blue-collar, middle class, lower class, I guess. Like people who aren't getting as much because they don't have the wealth and the resources to get as much. So that disparity they have not created. Like, they're not making that into something it's not. Like, it exists. It is there. They're seeing the reality of the situation. And I do think that that is fucked up, but I think it's also just a reflection of the society that they live in and that we live in. And that is that people who are more wealthy or are considered worth more in society get accommodations and privileges that people who are considered poorer or who are poorer or are considered more like everyday people don't get as many considerations, right? So I do wonder, like, if that's gonna build into like a boiling point at some point and it's going to all blow up, I guess. It would make sense and I would understand it if it did. But I still do not ship Sam and Miles because, again, I don't condone cheating, and I don't know how I feel about either of their characters so far, honestly. Like, I'm not super attached to either one of them yet. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And I think the last thing I want to talk about is Margot. So I think Margot is in a very, very, very precarious situation, and she does not know it. And that worries me for her. That worries me for her. Right now, she has Irina's favor. Right now, she's telling Irina things that other people are too scared to tell her, right? Really, they are scared because they don't want to get taken by the KGB and put in a random prison or worse, right? So their fear is warranted. Margot doesn't know enough to be afraid of Irina. She should now. She should now. But the thing is, I don't know that she can not give her information and still be fine. So I worry for Margot, because I think for Margot it was out of the frying pan into the fire with this. And sure, this lady did save her from getting tortured and possibly killed. So I would have some sense of, I'm going to stick near you because I am in a country that is not my country, hiding from my country because I am dead. And I literally can't escape this place because it's kind of my own personal prison. So, I don't know, you guys. I'm very concerned for Margot and her future in this show, because just one small misstep and I think she could possibly be killed. So, maybe I'm being dramatic, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like I'm reading the appropriate amount into it, so I don't know. Margot possibly has a new friend, but I don't know how much she should or can formulate a deep, meaningful friendship with this person because of Irina and the roadblocks that she's put in place to Margot getting close to people. I'm worried if she gets close to whatever her name was, I did not fully catch it, that Irina may take steps to negate that friendship. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can watch the next episode, which will officially mark the halfway point of this season, over on Patreon, which is linked in the description down below. While you're over there, you can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and all the episodes so far of For All Mankind. That is over on Patreon as well. Thank you guys so much for continuously taking this journey with me. The show is great and so hard to watch sometimes because of the emotional trauma that it gives me. Not for any other reason. It's great. It's amazing. I absolutely love this show. I also have a great fear of being attached to any of these characters. So maybe that's why I have not attached myself to Miles and Sam yet, because I don't trust it. I don't trust it. They love to kill people. I have a great fear that Ed, Margot, Danielle might not all make it out of this season. And I really hope I'm wrong because I love them. So, anyway, yeah, I am going to go now. I hope to see you guys next time for more For All Mankind. Until then, bye guys!